Hello, everyone. I'm live again. Is this 2 weeks in a row, I think? So that's really, really good. I'm feeling much better this week too. I feel a bit more awake. I had a good sleep last night. The baby's sleeping really well, which is awesome. As always, I'm just going to spam away. So just bear with me if you're commenting. I'll just look at them in just a second. I'll just make sure I'm actually live as well. Yes, looks like I am live, which is always a positive start. So let's go with this one. Copy paste that one. Bosh, bosh. And do this one. There we go. So there we go. G'day, g'day Rothgar, g'day Ian. Thanks lads for joining. Ian, you're second today. Sorry, mate. You just didn't make it in time. I even gave you 2 minutes notice. How's that? How are you lads? What are you guys working on? Good day, Agno. Thanks for joining, buddy. How are you? And where are you joining us from? The animals are demanding my attention, says Ian. Yeah, they normally do that. G'day, Mike. Thanks for joining, mate. Lovely pack 37 you've posted there, mate. Absolutely lovely. Is it pack 37, right? No, it's not a pack 37. 36. Pack 36? Yes, 36. Very nice pack 36. Very, very nice. Oh, you're from Romania. Well, thanks for joining, mate. Thank you so much. Good to see you on, and I hope Romania is treating you well. The weather's not too cold. Hey, Patrick. Thanks for joining, mate. Yes, I'm living. I'm still living. Although my video last night would suggest that I'm not because it did terribly compared to everything else. I've got to stop bashing the table. I must stop bashing the table. I'm sorry. Right, British Airborne Jeep is what I'm going to be working on. Hopefully, get some stuff done. G'day, Morrowind. Thanks for joining, mate. Also got a 1/72 scale British Hussar from Italieri that I need to trim. So I'm going to paint him this week. Looks like someone's had some sleep. Yes, yes, the baby is sleeping much better this week. He's on a bit more of a bottle, which is good. So he's yeah, sleeping through the night pretty much now, up until like 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. So been quite lucky. Although the missus had to deal with him this morning, so that's probably why I'm feeling a bit better. It's fairly good weather around these parts. Have you ever thought about an intro? An intro for my live stream, mate? Is that what you mean? Or just an intro, like in all of my videos? Oh man, this figure is not as good as the other Atelieri figures. There we go. Let's get that one. Yeah, oh, for your live. Yeah, I'm not too sure how you really do it, to be honest. I know you've got to use like a proper software, and I haven't really thought that far ahead because my lives are more for like just chilling, and just talking to everyone, giving people updates and that. There's nothing like too fancy. You guys can ask me questions and whatnot. You were watching Fury when I went live. Yeah, I saw you post that in the Discord actually. Do you like Fury? I'm not too keen on it, to be honest. Um, but yeah, sometimes I think I'm a bit too harsh when it comes to war movies. Just seems a little far-fetched for my liking. Good day, Mikey. Thanks for joining, mate. As always. Yeah, oh, you like the film? Well, that's fair enough. That's because Fury is far-fetched. Yeah, it's very far-fetched. I mean, when the Sherman was charging at the Tiger, it's just like, yeah, no, that I just can't picture that ever happening. Especially in like a pack of three Shermans or however few Shermans it was. It's like, yeah, that's just a death wish. Although Mikey's recommended Alamo, so I'm gonna watch that this week. I think I'm on a late shift at work, so during my dinner break, I might fire it up and try and watch it over the week. And if it's shit, I'm gonna come looking for you, Mikey. I saw Mark Felton did something on the Alamo saying that there was a British or a Scottish guy or a couple of British guys actually that fought there and died there for the Americans. Well, I suppose they're probably considered American, but they were born in the UK. Oh, come on. There we go. It's great. You'll be wanting to do some Texas War figures. Well, it got me wanting to. Yeah, I've never been really into like that sort of period in the Americas, but yeah, it only takes one good documentary or one good war movie. I was always dead set against the Pacific. I didn't want to do anything about it or like the Far East. Um, like I flat out refused to paint or touch anything Japanese. Don't ask me why. I just didn't like it, the thought of it. And then something changed one day, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start painting Japanese and start doing a load of the Pacific stuff. And now I absolutely love the learning about the Pacific War and the Far East and everything else that happened there. So it's funny how these little things, even though you might not be into it at some stage, can just easily change. Now let's get the file on this sucker. Let's see if this helps. Probably going to make it worse, isn't it? I don't know, maybe. Might help a little bit. Best job you ever had. What was that, Morrow? Agnos asks, any advice for ones who want to start making dioramas or scale models? Like any paint is good or any brush, and where do you get your figures or models? Well, it really depends what you're wanting to paint. Like obviously, by the sounds of it, you want to paint scale models. What scale do you want to paint? Um, in terms of dioramas, I'm probably not the best person to speak to. I'm not really good with terrain and making things look like forests and stuff. Haven't got to that stage in my painting journey yet. Um, but like, it really depends. I really like the AK interactive paint sets at the minute. I think they're really, really good. Um, just moving the mic a bit closer. Um, you can't really go too wrong with Vallejo. People are a bit hit and miss about them, but you can't really go too wrong with Vallejo. And paintbrushes, you just want to make sure you get a paintbrush that's relatively small, depending on the scale that you're painting. So, like, I use a size 1 brush. Make sure it's got a pointy tip. A lot of scale modelers will use really shitty battered brushes, which I would not recommend. You want to use a nice pointy brush. So that way you've got a lot of control. Uh, Gavin asks, what are you chopping apart from your finger, mate? Yeah, I know. It's the technician in me, the tradie in me. I have to use a thick knife. I really hate those little tiny hobby knives. But it's a 172 scale Italieri um, British Hussar. So Painting up a horse. I hate painting animals, but we're going to be painting up a horse this week. The Pacific miniseries would get your blood pumping. I thought it would do, but I really wasn't a big fan of the Pacific miniseries. I think it's because I'm comparing it to Band of Brothers, maybe. But yeah, just not a big fan of it. I thought it was not well done, and there was too much of a love story in there. I wasn't a big fan of it, to be honest. Some of the scenes were good, but it didn't feel as good as Band of Brothers. It didn't feel as real as Band of Brothers as well. Oh, making World War II tank models. AK paints are amazing tomorrow. Using enough smaller than a box cutter might help. Thanks, Rothgar. Appreciate the advice. I do have one hidden away somewhere. I just can't for the life of me. One, remember where it is, and two, uh, yeah, I just like the feel of a big knife. But I'm probably doing myself a disservice. This is why I don't show the hobby area, so you guys don't judge me too much. Uh, Thanks for the tips. No problem, mate. No problem. Yeah, Rosemary and Kalinsky brushes are great. Says that's from Mikey, and he's absolutely right. I really like the Ionic brush sets that the team at MIG sent me. I think they're fantastic brushes, actually. You have to go into the Pacific without the bob hat on. Yeah, I know. It's too when you've watched Band of Brothers though, like when I watched the latest one with the B-17 series, I was just like, no, I just can't. Especially being in the aviation industry as well, it was just far too unrealistic for my liking in terms of like the dogfight scenes and the bombers being attacked and stuff. It just didn't feel right to me. Not like Band of Brothers. I feel like they went, yeah, Band of Brothers was just like the pinnacle for them. Mara says that reminds going to paint big German elephant tanks. Researching that. Oh bloody hell, mate! You're constantly doing different projects. It's amazing though. Gav says I'll send you a long-handled scalpel when I sort your tram. Box cutter is in the way forward for your hand longevity. All right, mate. I'll take you up on that one. I have cut myself a few times on it. It's a very sharp knife though. Band of Brothers, I've watched about once a year. Yeah, that's fair. Pacific, I've watched once and never since. Yeah, that's pretty fair. I mean, I think I've watched the Pacific twice now. I watched it when my previous son was born, so a few years ago, and yeah, that was enough for me. I was like, nah, I don't think I can watch this again. But I can rewatch Band of Brothers like crazy. Same with Zulu, A Bridge Too Far. They're like my free go-to. Oh, Lord of the Rings as well, so four. I'm currently watching the extended edition when feeding my baby. Have you done a risk assessment for that knife? No, mate, no. I like to have the odd little cut. Makes me look a little bit tough. I can say that I got injured in some sort of conflict, perhaps. Hi, what's your view on matte varnishing to finish? Very good question. It depends what you want to achieve. So, for example, I use a flat clear varnish on this tank here, this 172 Matilda tank. Oh, I can see myself. So I do the semi-gloss varnish, do all the decals, semi-gloss varnish it again, and then once it's finished, I give it a flat clear coat, which is a matte clear. And from Tamiya, a rattle can. Then I apply the dust pigment, because if you try and apply your matte coat finish over the top of the dust pigment, your pigment will just disappear. Unless you apply it multiple times. So that's the way. Unfortunately, your pigment on this tank is going to go after time of me handling it and such over time. But for the amount of uses it's going to get, it's not really that much of a worry for me. You might not be able to see it as good. I've taken photos. I think I've seen photos on there. You might not be able to see, but it's got quite a bit of dust pigment on there, or pigments on there. But for weathering, I definitely recommend oils. Oils is probably the way to go for streaking and stuff, and you can matte coat those and they'll be fine. I don't protect my figures though. I never ever spray my figures. with gloss varnishes or anything like that. There's just too many variables for me where it could potentially go wrong, and then you're going to ruin all that hard work. So I just don't even bother. Even my toy soldiers that you've been seeing, they don't have a protective coating over the top of them. But that's just the way I like to do it. Everyone's different. You are a busy man, Morrow. Absolutely. Chicks do dig scars. I know, right? I know. I'm trying my best. I've tried the odd scars not working. I might have to come up with another option. Oh my god, yeah, the tank would be massive for 135th. Chris is getting a tram. Well, no, I don't know where you saw that, Mikey. That's a secret business. That. Matte varnish, aka extra matte varnish, is insane. Okay, I've heard that. Is it easily brushed on, Gav? Agno, now how you make the paint to stay forever on the models, and do you have cheap alternative to Tamiya? Are you talking about tanks there, buddy? I'm assuming so. Um, the primer is going to be your best bet. You want to make sure you get a good primer for the paint to adhere to, and then just make sure you use a good varnish. Like the semi-gloss varnish that I use, the gloss varnish, you will not, you'll be struggling to chip the paint if you use a gloss varnish over the top of it. Especially if you put a thick layer of varnish over the top of it, you'll be really struggling to pick the paint off. I would demonstrate, but I don't want to ruin my tank. So, yeah, but if you use a gloss varnish over the top of your tank, you'll be fine. I use a semi-gloss varnish, though. I don't like them when they're too glossy. Gloss varnish is fine for oils and enamels and stuff. So, I tend to find gloss varnishes sometimes can be a bit too much, a bit too thick. So, I don't like to do that. And I've had frosting before with a gloss varnish as well. So. Tanks and everything. Yeah, I don't do infantry though. I don't do my toy soldiers, my metal soldiers. They don't get any protection, but I don't game heavily. If I was to recommend doing something, then probably a matte varnish over the top of them. I don't know how well that will be protected, but yeah, that's what I seem to see a lot of people doing. Varnish, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. I spray it on, mate, using it, and it just keeps everything perfect, gets rid of any sheen. So do you use your airbrush for that one, or do you use your is it a rattle can? I don't think I've seen AK rattle cans, but I don't think we're gonna get them as readily available here in Oz. So maybe that's why. Anyway, you guys are distracting me from this project in hand. You guys want to see me cut my finger, didn't you? Let's get this cleaned up. So yeah, I don't know why my video last night was so much of a fail. It just did the algorithm just didn't want to do anything with it. Obviously, it doesn't like the Italians, or maybe I picked the worst time to upload a video with everything that was going on in the in Iran at the minute. That's probably more likely. That's what I'm going to put it down to. I'm going to make myself feel better. Right. So there we go. Clean that one up. And it was my last message that mentioned Project Jam don't play my. Hey, it's code word for something secret squirrel talk. This. Airbrush, buddy. Okay, cool. All right, airbrush. That's fair. That's fair. Gonna use Panzer Tamiya tank to practice on. Okay, yeah, for your colours, your colour schemes. Oh no, what are they doing? I don't know what's going on here. Oh yeah, almost cut my finger. There we go. They've got some of the like injection molds on here that I need to cut away from this horse. Come on, I've been rating Italieri figures, but this is just poor craftsmanship from the Italieri. Here we go. Let's cut this off. There we go. Right. I think that's well enough hidden. Maybe. Yeah, that'll do. Certainly a toy soldier after all. It's probably making a lot of you cringe. There we go. Oh, Jesus. Almost. Getting close, guys, getting close. There we go. Last night was a lot of current event streams pushed by YouTube. Yes, I can imagine. Now, as I was saying it, it makes sense. So, um, yeah. Mikey says thanks. Yeah, Mikey, you should. We should get Gavin on the Discord because he's a Facebook subscriber. If he jumps on Discord, I think I might have included the link to Discord, Gav. You should check out Mikey's British Airborne collection for Arnhem. It is very big, but in 28mm. Just photograph it from one side. Yes, that's what I should do. But it spins around on the little spinny thing that I've got. So I can't cheat like that, mate. What am I doing? But I like where your head's at. I need to find a better alternative. Sorry, I like to wind up rivet counters anyway with all my inaccuracies. So if I haven't cleaned something up properly, it's always good to frustrate the odd person every now and then. I mean, I got somebody on Facebook telling me that I paint in the wrong order. You should paint inside out. I don't even know what that means, to be honest. But I tend to find those kinds of people the ones that are quick to criticize, but they are no good themselves. And if they watch my videos, they'll know that I'm the first to admit that I'm not nowhere near perfect. I just try and put stuff out that people can follow. What the bloody hell's going on with this one? All right, cool. So we're almost there. I hate animals. Bloody horses. Why couldn't the Napoleonic Brits have tanks instead of bloody horses? There we go. Tonight's edition of Casualty, yeah. Should I study the tank first before making the elephant tank? Well, that's probably normally a good call. Yes, Gav, definitely get on Discord. We need to see. Gav's been putting out some great photos of what he's doing to me as well. Doing to me. Oh, that sounds weird. The project he's doing. So yeah, he needs to show that up. It's a fantastic Arnhem's collection he's got going on. Reich says, hello, new Flames War collector here. Just assembled 3 Vickers out of the Dunkirk set. What are you building? Well, I do have some Flames of War stuff that's coming on the channel very soon. And funnily enough, it's also British as well. So we've got, I don't know what the bloody thing's called, actually. Oh, an A13, the Flames of War tank. That's going to be next. And I've also got some of the new Flames of War British figures. There we go. Right. They're going to be coming out. I'm going to be painting them this week, and we'll have a video coming out on them. So yes, I'm painting some Flames of War stuff for you, mate. Yeah, very, very good. So I'm assuming you are going with British, or you're just going to paint? Is the Dunkirk set, I'm assuming, is British and German, obviously. Guy sounds frustrated. Yeah, he definitely did. Never let people tell you how to paint. Well, there's a difference. I don't mind constructive criticism or educational criticism, I suppose, or any sort of help. It's just when people are taking the piss, or trying to tell me how to paint. because 9 times out of 10 they don't show me how they paint. But it is what it is. Social media, you're going to get them everywhere. Um, you're not perfect, then why the hell am I watching? Well, why the hell have you subscribed? Why are you a member? That is the question. Skin first, then uniform, then equipment, but it's personal preference. See, I'm always skin last. I'm a skin last kind of girl. I love that. I hate that saying. I just like doing skin last. I don't know why. I just find the skin to be the most frustrating part, so I want to just do it last. I enjoy the painting of the uniform. I feel like if I was just painting flesh at the very start, I would get bored of the project too quickly. I'm a collector. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, definitely. I'm collecting most of Force, free British, German, and French. Oh, wow, good work, mate. I definitely make sure you post your photos on the YouTube supporters page that I've got on Facebook because I'd love to see how you go with that one. Chris is a what kind of girl? Yeah. I should stop saying that. Skin last always made sense to me. Oh, well, there we go. Glad Ian and I are on the same page. Rothgar's the weird one. Right, so all right, who's ready for? Let's make sure I've not got anything naughty up here. I'm probably bagging out Mikey on here. No, I would never do that, Mikey. Absolutely love your work, mate. If I can find a link, I have some pics. Definitely, I can provide a link, or if one of the lads, one of the mods in the stream, can provide a link to the Facebook supporters page, that would be ideal. I'll try and get one in a minute. Barbie, apparently, yeah. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Have you tried painting on the sprue? Thoughts? Yes. Rustinator, good question. I have before and I didn't like it. I like it in principle, but I find I make a few more mistakes, and it really depends on the design of the sprue. It can be quite tricky, like when you cut it off and glue it together. I find that you can make mistakes with the glue when you're assembling it once it's painted, and there's a lot less room for error. That's why I prefer just to assemble my figures. It is different if it's an integrate. Is that the right word? If it's a very difficult model, some parts are probably best painted on the sprue, like tires and stuff, maybe. But yeah, I tend to just assemble and then paint. Flames of War, if you're doing Flames of War, there's a few little hacks for like tanks. You can just blue tack the tracks and the wheels on, so then you can easily take them off and paint around them. But yeah, if you're painting bigger stuff, then it's obviously different. People think you should paint skin first because they will mess up other areas trying to get to it. I think, you know what? I think it is a really each to their own, because that statement isn't entirely true, because if I paint the skin first, I could then go to paint the uniform, so like around where his hands would be, and get paint on his hands or on his face, on his neck. So it's just the same, right? You can. I sort of get that the neck and the face might be more tricky to paint at the end, because maybe they've got their neck in an odd angle or whatever, like joining on with the uniform. But it's a hard argument to say that either way is right or wrong, in my opinion. But again, I'm not a professional. I always like to put that out there. All of my stuff that I've learned is purely just self-taught and from watching really good people on YouTube, like Panzers and other people out there. But I don't know the correct terms for painting. I don't know the correct techniques for painting. I just paint, and if it works, it works, and then I just show it off on YouTube. And if you guys like it, then hopefully it's simplistic enough that you guys can follow it. I'm gonna get more vinyl soon. Another expensive hobby. Jesus, yeah, you're doing a lot, mate. Gobby Models, good day, mate. Thanks for joining. You are a legend, Mikey. Facebook link to the supporters page is there. Right, goes join. You can also join the Discord if people want to. Remember, that's a membership program. It's another way of getting your photos shown on there. You're not a professional, then what the hell am I paying you for? You've already said that. We've already had this discussion. I've done some sort of trick to make you join as a member. Not just a member, an ace. You're an absolute legend. Can you give me some advice on the Zeltbarn for bolt action? What advice would you like in terms of how to paint the splinter camo scheme? If that is the case, I've got a 28mm splinter tutorial that might come in very handy. Otherwise, I'm not exactly sure. Rustinator has joined. You're an absolute legend for joining. Thanks, mate. Bart has said, appreciate your videos. I've been painting since early 8s and haven't stopped learning to 6, so please keep on painting. You're an absolute champion. Thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate that. Amazing that you've been painting for that long, and that you still appreciate my videos. So thank you so much. Yeah, really, really appreciate it, mate. Thank you. All right, so guys, also join the supporters group, mate, so we can see some of your work. Where am I going with this? The ebook. I must show you the ebook. It's had a complete overhaul, and I want to know what you guys think. So get ready for shaky cam, and get ready for potentially something to fall over, because it's always a way. But yeah, let's have a look at what I've been doing. But it's going to be shaky cam, all right? So the only problem is I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing. So let me just show you what this... Here we go. Here we go, guys. Shaky cam is coming. Let's have a look. Make sure I can see myself. And now I'm looking at myself. You're looking at me. I'm looking at myself. Hey, there we go. All right, shaky cam works. So let's go. So the book, for those eagle-eyed, will notice that... Oh, it's Rick. Sorry, Rick. Because on here it's R-I-K, not R-I-C-K, your YouTube name. Sorry, Rick. That's much easier to say as well. What an idiot. Sorry, mate. All right, so this is the book. No, this isn't the book. This is terrible. This is what the book... So the book is changed. Let's have a look. If we can go page down. No, that doesn't work. All right, so let's zoom out a bit. Wait, no, too much. So now the format has changed. It's not horizontal, it's landscape. So it should be easily printable for like a normal sort of book size. So I've got rid of the cartoonish sort of background on all of these as well. Nothing much has changed in terms of the substance that's inside of the book. I've got lots to add to it. It's all the same, but there's no silly background. A lot of this dead space is going to be filled with photos of like models or the actual real equipment, like here, like the bread bag. And yeah, so this is the sort of angle that I'm going with now. But really would like to get you guys' opinion on it, if you prefer this way or the old method. I'm currently, let me see if shaky cam will work as well. Hello again, shaky cam here. You can see here that there's a load of models on here. So these are all going to feature in the book. We have got, if I get the camera a bit closer, hopefully you can see it a bit better. So going to include the Panzers there, a canteen. This particular guy is probably going to be hard to see. He's got a Panzerschreck round. We've got Zeltbarn in the splinter, obviously. Ammunition, and then the sort of black leather. So the book is actually in full force. What I like to do is do each step in a photo form, then paint the models, and then move on to the next step. So these 5 figures will make it into the book. I'll paint these up and then we'll move on to the next section. So I've still got a few different camo schemes I want to paint. I want to also paint up some Panzer crew uniform, but that'll probably fill out the uniform. So the uniform section, and it's all only going to be focused on Germans at this particular time. And then I'll probably move on to the US, the UK, and potentially Russia in one big book, but we'll see how this ebook is received. I'm probably going to set myself a minimum I'd like to sell before thinking about doing another one. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you what you guys think. If you think it's if you prefer the old one, for those that have seen the old one at least anyway, you guys would see it. Sorry, I keep talking about the book, but it's my pride and joy at the minute. Um, so I'm trying to get it done as well. I'm trying to get it done as quickly as I can, but I want as much input from you guys as possible um, because there is some fantastic books out there. But as the book says, it's only aimed at beginners and intermediate level painters because I don't want people thinking they're going to start painting like the world's best painter. It's just to get models on the table looking pretty smart. Oh my god, this is so cool. Thanks, Mara. Appreciate it. The 80s bar. Why so recent, mate? Same for me. Never stopped learning over 40 years. Wow. Exciting times currently for new products, techniques, etc. Yes. Although 20 mil, we are losing some companies, which really sucks. Your guide will be amazing. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you as well, Rothgar, as well as you, Mike. You can always count on you for some love there, mate. Uh, Gavin says, question, if you had to delete one, who would it be? AB Minners or Empress? You know, I can't answer that. I work with both of these companies. No, in all honesty, it would have to be Empress only because I favor 20 mil. That's my go-to scale. If I had to pick, its scales not included, I still think AB wins. Honestly, I still think AB wins. Only just. Empress are the best 28 mil figures on the market. So, hopefully that answers that question. Sorry to anyone that from Empress that might be watching this. It's not that I don't like the figures. I think Empress Miniatures do the most amazing metal figures ever, especially now they've teamed up with Paul Hicks. Because I will say this, Empress have a few ranges that are a bit questionable. They're not as good as their other ranges, whereas AB figures, they're all amazing. Like all of what they do is amazing, in my opinion. So that's where I'll go with that one. Love, it's so good. Posted some pics on the support page. Excellent. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate that. Looks great. Would include a paint conversion. I prefer Vallejo, but locally I can only get Citadel. Finding good conversion evades me. Probably not because I only know Vallejo. Maybe AK Interactive. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try and do a conversion because it probably would be handy to have. Empress have left the chat. Mikey, start the car. I know you guys. I knew you guys would be cut up by that. Sorry. How dare you? Says Ian. Agreed. In fairness, started out battle honors AB decades ago. Well, I don't know. I don't know battle honors. So there you go. That's showing my age, or my. You're showing your age, I should say. Sorry, Gav. My Anglo Zulu War Collections Empress Reliant to great company. Yeah, absolutely. Although, like the Empress Zulu collection isn't very good in terms of the Zulus themselves. The actual British are amazing, but the Zulus, I think, are a bit questionable. 28 mil is God scale. These heathen 20 mil lovers. No, I'm sorry, mate. 20 mil all the way. 28 mil is just too big. Too big. Looks good, but it's too big. 20 mils is perfect. There's some hate for 20 mil in here. We've already had this argument. A lot of my viewers are 28 mil viewers as well. Mora doesn't want any of this. He's looking at vinyls. 50 quid for a vinyl. Yeah, that's why you got to be like me. Just don't listen to any music. I'm boring like that. I reckon if Paul Hicks did, the Zulus again would be superb. Perry Zulus are amazing. Yeah, I switched out. I've got the Perry Zulus. I bought the free pack of Perry Zulus. I must paint some of them. They look amazing. But I've got the Empress British. Got to go to Empress British. I do have some Warlord British as well. I quite like the Warlord British. They're nowhere near as good as Paul Hicks Metal British, but the British that come in the and the Zulus, the metal ones that come in the Rorke's Drift and the Horns of the Buffalo set are very cool. I like the uniqueness in them. Let's put it that way. 28 mil if for those without a decent eye prescription. Yeah, I didn't want to say it. Casting room Zulus all the way. Actually, I've never heard of casting room. I'll Google that one later. Casting room miniatures. All right, interesting. Oh, offshoot of War Games Foundry. Ah, I have seen these before. Yeah, I have seen these before. Do they blend in well with the Empress British? Oh yeah, they've got a lot of Zulus. Wow. Oh, Zulu characters in British jackets. Now that is cool. There's not enough of those on the market. Oh, and he's even got a like an auxiliary jacket on. That's cool. Or they just painted it in that color. Oh. See, this is what happens. Now I want to buy some more stuff. Damn you guys. My eyes are fading with age. Yeah, I don't use any magnifying glasses or anything like that. It's purely just eyesight. But I swear when I close one of my eyes, it's only very slightly like not blurry. It's like one's like ultra HD and the other one's like full HD is what I'm getting at. So I think it's slowly both of my parents have glasses now, so it's inevitable. They're British are awful, Zulu's mint. Okay, good to know. Random useful stuff on there. Yes, I need to check this out. I need to go through all of it. Oh, send some Zulu pics later, but they blend perfectly. Oh, awesome. Okay. Um, and Gav, a question for you: is there any other 20 mil manufacturers worth looking at that I might not know about? I'm pretty sure I know one, but I'd be interested to know because I hadn't heard of. I have seen these before, but I wouldn't have known the name. They've been painted nicely as well on this. Victorians, Napoleonics, Black Powder, Ancients and Medievals. Oh, very interesting. Do they do any 20 mil stuff? We want 20 mil. Hey, Mikey, how's the cricket going between the Windies and India? I struggle with meeting AB standards. Yeah, I know. Maybe some other minis with AB head swaps. I'm not too partial to Simon Soldiers. I think they've got some really good stuff on there, especially to fill the void of ranges that AB don't have, like the Volksturm. I did receive some Hungarians from. Oh no, I knew this name was gonna leave me now. He's closed down now. You'll know. You'll know, I'm sure. Hungarians. Hungarian. Shellhole Scenics, if you've not, I bet you've said that already. Yeah, it was Drew's militia. Yeah, that's right. Shellhole Scenics. They've closed down now, but their Hungarians look quite nice. Actually, I think they're here. No, that's not there. That's not there. Oh, I've got so much stuff on this bench. Oh, actually, I don't know where I've put them. They're around some. I have no idea where I've put them, actually. Where on earth have I? I have to find them. But I've got some Hungarians from them. They look very nice if I can find them. God knows where I've put them. Over a decade ago, I bought a heap of plastic soldered German figure and stuff and some value gear resin storage tops and like now. Yeah, Rick, the plastic soldier company vehicles were good. I wasn't a fan of their infantry. I thought they were terrible. Their 50 mil hard plastic stuff compared to Flames of War. Are there any 3D printed storage options in 15 mil? Good question. I'm not too sure, mate. I'm not too sure. West Indies are doing well. I just had a wicket there. I really hope they beat India. Sorry to any Indian fans that are on here. Got the Man United game on. Oh God. Could never get into cricket. Oh well, you're missing out, mate. SHQ were an awesome blend with AB, but very hard to acquire. Grubby tanks have the molds, but the set new standards is woeful customer service. Yeah, I've only just started talking to him on WhatsApp. I was going to get some SHQ miniatures, but when I looked, they don't look as nice as I was hoping they would be, especially their I was going to get some British for the Pacific. I will get some SHQ British Airborne vehicle stuff. I love the fact that they've got the brain carriers, the tractors, the I've got some of the conversion. I've got a few of them here actually. The radio kit, um, the recce Jeep kit is in there. I think the medical one. I got these a few years ago. I think this is the recce Jeep here, the medical Jeep. So yeah, lots of British. Oh my god, I've got so much shit in this room. It's unbelievable. Their vehicle crew and vehicles at A to have a few Jeeps. Oh, okay, so they compete well with the AB crew then. The best cricket's T20 on the 100 test is still very good. Oh, I'm not too done about the 100 there, mate. Done about the 100. My glasses are 1 centimeter thick at their thickest point. I use magnifiers. All right. I'm an Aussie. I doubt you want to discuss the recent Ashes. Oh, God. An Aussie living in Romania watching the Ashes. Now, that is different. We can discuss the Ashes, but most recently, you guys didn't make it past the first stage of the World Cup. So we'll leave it at that one. Although, yeah, let's not talk about the Ashes. Um, their vehicle crew and vehicles. Oh, I've read that. How many armies do you have? I'm not sure if that's at me, Morrow, or somebody else. One doesn't discuss the Ashes in polite company, as this isn't polite company. England can really make my blood boil. Yeah, we only talk about the Ashes when we win in Australia, and that's been a long time. Yes, but standing figures like a little wooden. Yeah, and I noticed that he just uses the same poses for a lot of the ranges, or SHQ did. Your room is very clean. You should come walk around in yours. Yes, but it's not clean for live streaming, Rothgar. I need to really start putting display pieces up, make it look a little bit more neater. I think that's a fair statement. Although, judging by your comment, I'm assuming your room probably isn't as tidy. You need to get on the selling bandwagon. I just sell, 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 sell. Chris, you'll be in the know. What's AB got lined up for the future releases? I honestly have no idea. I don't get told anything with AB, especially like with Tony. I think Piers maybe might know stuff, but yeah, I don't get any leads. Um, I think the last time I had a lead, it was literally posted that day, so I knew maybe an hour before they were going to be posted. Um, but yeah, I don't know anything. There's stuff that I really wish they would do. I've heard that Tony the sculptor won't do anything that he doesn't have weapons for. Sorry, he won't sculpt anything he doesn't have weapons for that are already sculpted. So, like Japanese, he was not going to do the Japanese, Hungarians and stuff like that. I'm really hoping he does Gurkhas, but I've sort of mentioned that on the sly, and hasn't really come of anything. I think Piers does have a bit of influence over what Tony does, so we'll see. We'll see. So you can normally get an idea of if something's coming out, like the battle. I don't know, Chain of Command was it? Um, Far East, and then they've released the Chindits. And now the battle group book for Berlin came out, and we've seen some Winds of Russians getting released. So, or Bagration. So yeah, it sort of goes with the tide, I think. What's your miniature end goal, Chris? What's your dream project? Definitely Arnhem. Arnhem all the way. And I'm really getting like in terms of the miniatures side of things, the British Airborne are coming together. I'm not going as mad as you guys, but like I've got almost 100 figures worth of British Airborne painted, 3 Jeeps. I've got another 3 Jeeps planned, and that'll probably be it for the Jeeps. I've got a Horsa glider. I really want to get a 20 mil Hamilcar glider, but there's probably no point to it because it's just massive. Obviously, the brain carriers, a couple of brain carriers, a couple of, oh, maybe a tractor just for the sake of it. And then all the Germans, which I'm working on currently. Um, yeah, that's pretty much, and then the Pacific, so a Japanese force, a British force, a US force, and a Dutch force would be ideal as well. But they probably won't be as big as my Arnhem stuff, and then all of the terrain and stuff that goes with it. Hence why we've got a little project, a little agreement going, mate, potentially. What's your miniature goal? Good question. Oh, sorry, Rick, I've got you confused with somebody else. What on earth? Let me go back. Who was the Romanian at the start? Oh, Agno. Sorry, Rick. Sorry. What a fool. You're in WA. Excellent. Um, another lad from WA. That's awesome. Whereabouts in West Australia are you? And have we met on the Flames of War circuit or anything like that? What an absolute fool. Sorry, mate. Tony used to do 2 sets: airborne German weapons and Germans with airborne weapons. 2 sets: airborne with German weapons. Oh, okay. So yeah, British airborne with German weapons and Germans with airborne weapons. So German with British airborne weapons. I would love to see some guns as well, LG40s and stuff. Gav, you've read my mind, but for me, it's Empress needs to do that too. 6 Jeeps is not a regular squadron up here game. Yeah, I don't have that sort of space or time for that sort of stuff. I've got a YouTube channel to run here, Gab. Italian make Horsa glider. Yes, I've got the Italieri Horsa glider. Yes. Ricky's Sandgroper. Okay, that name rings a bell. I want to see a British airborne team using a German MG and some Germans with Stens. Yeah, that would be cool. I want to see. Although I think you get one in 28 mil. We don't have one in 20 mil. Really, some British glider pilots. I think that would look good. Checkpoint Miniatures do one in like his glider pilot helmet. I mean, doesn't he have the helmet, but like the bag? They have the satchel sort of thing on their backs. Yeah, I think some glider pilots would make some cool figures. Hello again, Agnew. Sorry, Agnew, I got you confused with Rick. Yeah, bloody hell. What a fool. What happened to all Jeeps? Yeah, we don't talk about that. An interesting scenario, I always think, I wonder if the Recce Squadron had Locusts or Tetrarchs, if they would have made it to the bridge a little bit more intact. Interesting sort of what if. Obviously, they would have needed Hamilcar gliders for that, and they also, a few of those had issues. But yeah, or like a couple of Tetrarchs leading the Jeeps might have also been a good alternative. Adler miniatures do 20 mil glider pilots. I don't think they're glider. I think they're just British airborne, and they just call them glider. There's nothing that you would go, oh, they're glider pilots. I think I haven't looked at them for a while, but I remember when I first looked at them, I was like, oh, no, they're just British airborne figures. I think. Yes, loads of air photos with Germans using Stengels in the battle. Likewise, towards the end, Paris used whatever they had ammo law. Mikey's Special Jeep Squadron. Yes, I did see that Empress released the SAS Jeeps. So interesting story. The jeeps the Germans captured on them were later used by the Germans in the Battle of the Bulge for the guys that would disguise the US MP. Oh, really? Really? 50 kilometers south of Perth. Oh, guys are always south of Perth. New to Flames also still in the information gathering set accumulating stage. Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, it's really great to have you. Join the Flames of War WA page. I think it's Flames of War and Team Yankee Western Australia page. Some really good blokes on there. They can get cheaper rates with companies like AFAWorks as well for miniatures. And I think there's rumblings that there's going to be a tournament planned for this year. So love to see you go to it. I'll try and get down to this one. I don't try and always make the Flames of War tournaments in Perth. So yeah, Rick, would be good to have you on there. But yeah, we need to up our game on Discord for those that have got access to Discord. We need to. I want to start seeing more stuff on Discord, lads. It's been a bit quiet the last few weeks. Mikey, you need to sort your brother out. We want to see these Lord of the Rings figures. Oh, Gavin's correcting Mikey. There you go. Arnhem Jeep stayed with the 9th and 10th SS. Sportsbook has an entire chapter on there. Haven't done anything the last few weeks. You're slacking, Ian. You're bloody slacking, mate. You told him, good, about time. He needs to sort himself out. And does he eat as well as you do? That's the other question. We need to compare. How do the brothers eat? All right. Oh yeah, the Windies are doing all right, aren't they? That's good. Good standing on thinking about your actions. Oh, and Mikey said that he reckons he's got some info on them too. And the on them. Okay. I've been crabbing and kayaking, very little painting. Yeah, probably. What, you're enjoying the remainder of whatever's left in terms of summer before we start going into winter? It's a cool day today. Yes, I sure am. I read somewhere there was an Arnhem Jeep recovered. Maybe one day you can make the whole Romanian German tank division. Now that would be cool. Agno, that would be cool. I should do some Romanians. I did. They've got some interesting looking stuff and paint schemes as well. So I think from the US Airborne, but def new info always welcome. The bulge. Well, let's just hope they didn't have British Airborne markings left on them because that would have been a bit of a giveaway to the Americans. Oh dear. Well, I'm glad to say I survived the hour. We made it through. There you go. There's some debate as to whether some British airborne vehicles actually found with the Germans in the Battle of the Bulge. That's what I love about this hobby. We can argue, well, not argue. We can debate over the most minor details. Well, that's not much. It's pretty cool, actually. Pretty cool fact. I'll give you that. Maybe that's why they got caught. All right, so these horses kind of looking the part. There we go. Yeah, you'll do just nicely, thank you. Don't need to worry about the saddle because he's going to be sitting on it anyway. Although I say that and I'm starting to do the saddle. There we go. I think going done. Now I won't glue this guy on here. I think I'll paint the two separately. It's probably a good shot, isn't it? But does he glue on nicely? Yes. Okay, cool. You go on there like that. All right. Nice. He's done. There you go. I achieved one thing in an hour. Has the little one started painting yet, Chris? No, mate, no. He would bloody try that, I'll tell you. Always wanted a game / paint US 32nd Diviv and the Australian 7th Diviv during the Battle of Bonagana in New Guinea. Hard to find 20mm US Army in the Pacific uniforms. Yeah, that's a really good one to do. Because the Aussies had Stuarts as well, I think, in that particular battle. I'm not sure if the Yanks had Stuarts at that point in that particular battle, if it was just an infantry company. Well, I'm not sure if it's called battalion or whatever. Obviously, you probably ought to tell me. And yeah, would the Americans would have been wearing their like sort of British helmets and stuff like that, or the American version of the British airborne, British helmet, and like their Springfield rifles and stuff, right? Agnes says the Romanians had our own tanks and planes in World War II. On the tank side, we've got a few prototypes of one tank, but on the plane side, we've got a few of our own. Yeah, I know, I've seen them. Admittedly, only on like Steel Division 2. I don't really know too much about Romania, to be honest, in the wars, but I always love doing the weird and wonderful, painting them, that is. Best part of history we always learn. Yep, definitely. Never too old to learn. Totes, I'll be wrong. My understanding of Anglo-Civil and World War II is always evolving. Get in base code again, definitely. Could even be my info wrong, which is always great to go and dig out and dig it. I always love finding out new facts and going and checking the sources and stuff again. So yeah, it's always good to do that. Not by then. Thanks for the heads up on the WA group. Yeah, it's a quiet group, mate, but if you ask questions, post photos and stuff, you'll be all over it. And especially if you rock up to a tournament, there's some good guys in there. Harry at Fog of War, he's also a local, so he does a lot of Flames of War content. Or did. I think he's slowing down at the minute. All right, lads. Well, I'm going to probably call it a night here. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the feedback with the book, the ebook as well. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. Thanks to all of the members that are also in here and the moderators as well. I think we've got all three in at the moment. So Mikey, Mike, or just Mikey and Mike? I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, thanks everyone. Thank you all for joining. Can't wait to see you all on Discord as well. And for those members and those that aren't on the YouTube supporters page, I don't really use the supporters page as much, so I apologize if I don't see your stuff straight away. But yeah, look forward to seeing you all on there and seeing what everyone's working on. And yeah, keep out for content this week. I think we're going to have an AK video released this week. What else have I got scheduled? Or is it blank for this week? Yes, it is blank. So AK video this week. And then we've got the Italieri in the Italian scheme and then Italieri French Foreign Legion. So they're the next 3 videos coming out. And then I'm probably going to throw out the Highlander, the Napoleonic Highlander, because I think he's going to be very popular with the Napoleonic crowd. So yeah, I really appreciate all of your comments and staying with me. And yeah, good luck to everyone. Just read the last of the comments. Night all great stream. Welcome to the new members. Thanks, Mike. I mean, Chris. Thanks, mate. Have a good one, mate. Get back onto 20-minute German camo of Eureka package Have you repackaged in the post? Oh, excellent, mate. Make sure you show me what you got. And I'll have another question for you as well, actually. Um, let's see if you've got a specific model. I might be able to send it your way. A one-off model that AB no longer do. So there we go. Have a great week, everyone. Night or have a great rest of the evening. Have a good one, mate. All right. Thanks, lads. Thank you so much. I'll speak to you all very soon.